A nice little gentleman here who's going to do our little talk for us, and it's all about the magic of water in vegetables and raw foods and things. And it's been really, really interesting. And he's talked to me just now, so I've actually had my talk already, and I can tell you it's been really interesting. And he's going to carry on to, if it goes 5 minutes over, we're quite happy. So, David Maddock, please welcome, please.
Don't drink the water.
Well, we'll play the first video.
That one?
Yeah.
Let us see how this type of water affects human blood. The doctor is drawing blood from a patient's finger. Using a special microscope, we shall be able to see the condition of her body from this drop.
These are red blood cells, and they've lost their electrical charge, so they're all stuck together in a formation called a rouleau. Here's a huge symplas. Symplas are associated with heart disease and arthritis and lung disease and many other conditions that could be coming in the future.
The doctor asks the patient to drink a small amount of structured water. After 12 minutes, the doctor again draws blood from the patient and studies it.
So you can see that the cells then become buoyant, they become slippery, and they have their electrical charge, so they repel each other. That allows them to carry oxygen, and it means that we're changing the pH of the blood back to an aerobic environment rather than an anaerobic environment. I think that's utterly amazing that that just drinking water could do that.
Okay. Next.
I'm Patrick Curran, and you and I are getting healthier together. I'd like to share with you right now some ideas about Mother Nature knows best. Do not question Mother Nature and its incredible intelligence. For instance, if we go back into nutrition history, we find that the early nutritionists said, we find calories in food. We can put it in a bomb calorimeter, and we can measure the calories, and we can match that. When we take mother's milk, we'll match it to something else. It didn't work very well. A lot of engines died. And they said, well, wait a minute, there's more to that. Now we find protein, and we found carbohydrates and fat. All right, now we know everything that we need to know about food, and we can simulate it. No, they couldn't. And then they said, now wait a minute, if we take the bran out of wheat, since it's indigestible, you can't digest it, what good is it? So we'll throw it away, and we're actually doing you a favor. Wrong. What they found is the diseases of civilization escalated dramatically when they took fiber out of food. Mother Nature knows best. And then the experts said, you don't need this stuff. We can, tang. It's nothing more than flavoring, coloring, and powdered vitamin C, and that's all you need. And they said, wait a minute. Actually, there's bioflavonoids and carotenoids that are in whole oranges that go above and beyond simple vitamin C. Then they said, I think we know everything about food. Wait a minute. Actually, when you absorb food, the RNA, the ribonucleic acid, and the DNA are actually being absorbed into the bloodstream, and they become bioregulators. Wait, then they said, we know everything there is about food. No, wait a minute. We find that people who eat more cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, have a much lower risk of cancer. And then they found this sulforaphane thing in there. Oh, I didn't know that was there. So I'm not criticizing anybody for their quest. I applaud science and its progress. What I'm making a point of right now is arrogance and ignorance. When people say we think we know it all, we don't. And every time we question Mother Nature, we come up with another major health dilemma. What I'm sharing with you is the idea of whole foods. Now we're looking at diet saying, well, I don't think we should eat fat. Ansel Keys was one of the founders of the theory that fat was killing us. And somebody in the back of the room said, but Eskimos eat 60% of their calories from fat. They have no heart disease and no cancer. You're right. Maybe there's good fats. And then they realized, actually saturated fats are neutral in this whole big business of heart disease. And the Framingham study, arguably the most expensive and broad scope study done in America, found that there was no relationship between saturated fat intake and heart disease. What I'm sharing with you is, look at Mother Nature. How did our ancestors adapt and evolve? What was their diet? I'm not talking about 50 years ago, living on hog fat and rhubarb pie. I'm talking about 5,000 years ago. And so we can go back to a model of saying Mother Nature knows best. You'll find that your health improves dramatically. I'm Patrick Cook, and you and I are getting healthier together.
All cells in animals and human plants contain H3O2. Can you tell me, have you heard of the word H3O2 before? So none of you have heard that H3O2. Therefore, you eat your H3O2 from water. You got your H3O2 in food. Rich Foods, the video on YouTube, don't drink structured water until you see this. That's the one that's played. The person is severely hydrated. This is the first video. The person is severely hydrated. The red blood cells are clumped. The blood oxygen levels are low. Drinking 50 cc's of H3O2 water, very small amount. And 12 minutes later, the cells are declumped. So it works in minutes. With vitamin C, it worked within 5 minutes. So that 12 minutes is probably faster. As now the cells are declumped, the red blood cells are floating freely, the blood oxygen levels are normalised, the person is now healthy, Mother Nature knows best. And you can measure the blood oxygen levels on a pulse oximeter. You just clip it on your finger. You just open it up, press the button, and it gives you what your blood oxygen level is. Should be around about 90 to 99%. Right. You can buy water-rich food in any supermarket. Next slide. Yeah. That one. Yeah, that's it. You can replace water by water-rich food. You can buy water-rich food in any supermarket. Therefore, eat your water by chewing. Go to the fruit and vegetable aisle. Pick your 300 grams of watermelon. Eat your watermelon at room temperature. That watermelon contains digestive enzymes. The digestive enzyme topic was omitted from the first video. Digestive enzymes play an important part in digesting your food with low energy requirements. Mother Nature knows best. All your foods contain the right enzymes for food digestion. When you cook it, the enzymes are destroyed. That saves the body manufacturing digestive enzymes. Next slide. Right, the human body's first priority is food digestion. The human body's second priority is waste elimination. That's why we've got an obesity problem. Because we run out of energy, and when you run out of energy, you start putting on weight. Because if your body can't eliminate it, it stores it in the fat. Mother Nature knows best. The human adult body contains at least 40 litres of H3O2. A 12-minute response to H3O2 water intake. If you drink H2O tap water, then your body has to spend a lot of energy to convert the H2O into H3O2 water. It also takes time and energy. Waste elimination takes energy. So if you lack energy, your body stores waste. And we're finding obesity is a big problem. Next slide. Mother Nature knows best by designing complex foods. The human body wants real food, but real food often has a limited shelf life. Victor Schumacher. Has anybody seen any films or videos of Victor? He's a researcher who studied Mother Nature. I'll cover that. He's highly knowledgeable on water, and Mother Nature knows best. We use explosive technologies based upon oil, but the universe is powered by implosion technology. Thousands of implosive lightning strikes are seen from the space station every day. That's how we can tap into free energy.
What's implosive?
And
What is implosive?
it's when you have an explosive, you generate heat. When you have implosion, you generate cold. So if you drive an electric motor with implosive technology, then the more power you take, the colder the motor gets, so it doesn't burn out. All lightning is cold electricity. Yes. The copper strips you see on buildings, they freeze.
Can I say that he was involved in building flying saucers for Hitler? Yeah. Okay.
Right, so we use it, yeah, right, okay. Right.
Victor Shaw.
Yeah. He was able to show how forests capture water and increase crop yields, because trees have roots, and then that helps store water, which will spread into the water table. When the old wooden ploughs were replaced with iron ploughs, crop yields fell. The iron ploughs interfered with groundwaters, and replacing iron with copper ploughs improved crop yields. The agrochemical fertiliser business stepped in and farmers lost out. The politicians weren't prepared to accept that piece of science. And we wonder why we've got that fundamental food problems.
Next one.
Right. Mother Nature knows best on phytoplankton. That's a bottle of phytoplankton, which is farmed in Spain, and it's been in production for probably 12, 13 years. It's grown under laboratory conditions, and that will So saltwater ocean whales age very slowly. When one phytoplankton enters one cell rejuvenation starts. This one-to-one relationship is extremely rare in nature. Each phytoplankton contains food and H3O2 cell water. If you drink H2O water, this takes a lot of energy to manufacture H3O2. That's why it's raw food is best for hydrating your body. Thus, you are over a period of time allowing cell rejuvenation. The H3O2 water allows waste removal of the rejuvenation process, but the human body recovers and remanufactures unwanted proteins. So you've heard that the body keeps replacing the cells, but it's cleverer than that. It recycles the molecules and rebuilds them into edible proteins to reuse. So you don't need an excessive amount of protein because it rebuilds the protein you've already got in your body. Does that make sense to everybody? Mother Nature knows best. Right. Dr. Gordon Padson, he's the expert on silver. And silver, you might have heard of colloidal silver.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the magical ingredient is silver in structured water. that works much better. Silver is nature's finest germ killer. Silver destroys over 650 pathogens. That includes fungus, yeasts, the unfriendly bacteria, and doesn't harm your gut bacteria. And silver is nature's finest germ killer. Simply by being silver, its most precious metal element properties are toxic to pathogenic microorganisms, while simultaneously being non-toxic to healthy cells and probiotic bacteria. You have 3 times more probiotic bacteria than cells. And what does your doctor prescribe? Antibiotics, which damage your probiotic bacteria in your cells. And it's only recently that they've done research into the gut bacteria, and your doctor's still ignorant, and he doesn't tell you, I'm sorry, I've damaged your gut bacteria. They manufacture vitamins and play a important part in staying healthy. Thanks to recent technological development, the newest forms of silver kill germs even more effectively than synthetic pharmaceutical drugs. I've got a comment in here. Your body is designed to take complex foods. It's not designed to take drugs. Your liver will do its best to destroy the drugs and break them down so they don't work. Unless, of course, you've got a failing liver, in which case they might be helpful. They do this without side effects. The result is that silver improves lives. This can save your life or prevent significant hardship simply by eliminating pathogens in the right place at the right time. Would you like me to, in the future, bring along a silver making machine so that you can have some virtually free silver? I'm only charge you £0.5p for the silver and 60p for the still water. That's good value.
Yeah.
Right. So I think. Right, I've got 3 DVDs with me, which I can give out, because it's 1 to 2 hours long, so it's something that you can't do here. But the Bob Beck protocol, on the DVD, the instructions are quite short. There are 3 files on the DVD which cover the suppression. The reason it's suppressed medical discovery is because it's cheap. Doctors are in the business, they're trained to, they're basically drug salesmen. And so who would like this? I've only got 3 DVDs. So basically, the Bob Beck protocol is an electronic system, and what Bob Beck did was take a patent which was suppressed by inserting electrodes into the blood vessel. That's a medical procedure. He converted it into putting 2 salt cans over a blood vessel and a little electronic machine which runs off 27 volts, 3 PP9 batteries. And that 1 hour a day over 30 days. I think you could probably, if you're drinking the structured water, you could probably do it over a shorter period of time. But you need to be drinking the structured water. But that's suppressed information. That's why I got three DVDs covering that, so you can actually see how simple it is to use. And he went to Africa to prove that he could cure all their problems. This Ebola crisis is an absolute scandal. One of the countries there is using silver, and that's to remove their problems. All they did was took 25 people, said, right, here's the silver, oh, you're cured. Right, the whole country can have it. But most people are hoodwinked into this drug approach. Right, the fourth phase of water. Oh, it's missing a bit at the top. Hang on, it's I think I'm 6, 7. I think, right, I'll read out the top bit, it's missing. Fourth phase of water by Dr. Gerald H. Pollack. Fourth phase of water. That's on YouTube, there's a 48-minute thing. All you've got to do on YouTube is type in the fourth phase of water. And that's got 28,000 views, published in April 2016. His book's £22.49, it's pretty expensive. On Kindle it's £12.99. But you can view YouTube stuff for nothing. It just takes time. H2O2 water is known as easy water, structured water, the fourth phase of water. The three phases of water are ice, liquid and vapour. Everybody knows about ice, liquid and vapour. When you boil the kettle, you've got your vapour coming out of the kettle. The H3O2 is the fourth phase of water. A lot of universities don't even know that. It's very difficult to talk to people who've got close minds.
H3O2 is the water that comes from plants. Yeah?
Yeah.
No?
Sorry?
H3O2 is water that comes from plants, through plants.
Plants, animals and humans.
Okay. Right. Okay.
All cells have got the H3O2 in them.
Okay.
That was the last slide.
Oh, right. Okay. Ice has the unique property of floating on water, so allowing creatures to swim underneath the ice. Most liquids freeze from the bottom upwards. Nature knows best. That's why ponds with stagnant water, they freeze from the top downwards. If it was anything about water, then it would freeze from the bottom upwards. River water recharges itself through swirling and flowing. So you can't really bottle the water and buy it, because it needs to be swirling and flowing. But there is that you can convert H2O. They take two bottles in the magnetic system with 6 magnets, and that allows you when you have a vortex, you swirl it anti-clockwise, and then you turn it upside down, and then you turn it clockwise. And when you vortex it, it loses all its memory and becomes H3O2. You do that 6 times. At the moment, the price is, I think, $45 from America. I don't know whether the screw caps are compatible from the US to the UK. I tried to find a video, I've got it somewhere. It would be useful probably to demonstrate how to convert tap water to H3O2. So everybody's seen a stagnant pond. It's just flat, isn't it? When you look at, if you go to Fording Bridge or whatever, you see a lovely ripple in the water. That's energised water flowing over the rocks. And as soon as you put the water into an iron pipe, then you've got problems. It's right. This, now I talked about the Bob Beck protocol. This is another alternative. This is a chemical used for water purification. This is sodium chlorite, RITE. It's used for water purification. Jim Humble used this in the jungle, and while he was in the jungle, two of his mates went down with malaria. He gave them the purified water with this in, and 6 hours later, malaria had gone. And he thought, I'm going to have to research this when I get back home. He discovered that when you activate this with lemon juice, so you get the magic sodium chlorite, and that's I buy that for hot tub suppliers. And when you're handling chemicals, it's always best to not try and pour out of a container. It's always best to put the liquid into a dropper and then transfer it. And you can get these in much bigger sizes, because when I bought 5 litres for £16, and that's going to treat hundreds of people, because you only need a few drops. And that has a life of 1 hour in the body. So basically you can mix up, add the lemon juice, and it changes colour, and I can dig out some videos on that. I could do a practical demonstration on how you use this here. When I've worked out the life, you've got the choice of lemon juice or citric acid. And you can buy citric acid from the chemist, because they use that in jam making. I buy this Oceans Alive. If I buy that in groups of 12, it's about £21 a bottle. And if you've got, I've been taking it for about 4 years, and I just take 1 bottle a month. But if you've got a problem, like your eyes are deteriorating or whatever, then you can take 2 bottles or 3 bottles. It doesn't matter whether you take it with food, without food, because it floats through the digestive system. So it works night, day, anytime. This is what whales in the ocean drink, but this is a purified, enhanced version. This is grown under laboratory conditions, whereas in the ocean you don't have a uniform spread of minerals in the ocean, so it's a vastly inferior product. And also I've noticed in the health shops, the phytoplankton powder, that will not work, because it's no longer a phytoplankton. It's a powder. It's got no H2O3 in it. So It hasn't got you can't enter the cell. Whereas this is designed to enter the cell with all the ingredients, so all the cells get the whole range of ingredients. And what it doesn't want, because this is for plants, animals and humans, and it's been selected. There's 43,000 strains of it, of phytoplankton, which is probably only a fraction of the number of strains that there are in the ocean. And of those 43,000, they've selected 2, which are most compatible with the human body. But the thing is, when you're taking this, it's going to rejuvenate cells, and therefore it's going to create rubbish. So in some cases, you can't take the full dosage. You've got to start off with just one drop, and take it for a while. And I went straight on the 3 drops and 3 squirts for 4 weeks, and I felt so wonderful after it. I decided to go on the maintenance dose. But that value for money, if you go to a vitamin shop, you probably need the 3 anti-cancer foods, which cancer research will tell you about, is iodine, selenium and magnesium. And I buy 1 kilogram bags for $2.49 of the Himalayan salt from Asda. I buy the magnesium hexahydrate from TK Maxx when they've got it in stock. That's $4.99. And that'll probably last you for the whole year. And the iodine, well, I haven't worked out a supply for that yet. But those are the 3 important things which are anti-cancer, plus the H3O2. I think if you're taking the H3O2, I bet you don't get cancer. And certainly if you take the Bob-Beck protocol, or this one, then I bet you won't get cancer, because your blood is clear. And when you've got clean blood, when you look at it under the microscope, you just see white corpuscles and red corpuscles. Do you remember the fogs in the 1950s?
Just. The date was actually 112.
It just shows that if you can clean your body of the yeasts, the fungus, the nasty bacteria, the viruses, all with that. Or with that, or eat a lot more water-rich food. I think I haven't decided whether I'm going to go back with this or Bob-Beck. I'll probably go with this because I've actually got that.
Okay.
I bought a big 5-litre container.
Couple more minutes.
Right.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Any questions?
Any comments?
Well, I've just got a whole page of things I've got to look up now. No, it's useful because from not knowing about this at all to suddenly knowing a little bit about it, I'm afraid this might be a rabbit hole that I disappeared down. Yeah. Well done. Thank you, Dave.
Yes, so if I can do DVD.
I made notes of where to find it on YouTube and stuff.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, have you got it?
I took a look at that screen.